So here's the brand new Chromecast, and as you might notice, I got it in the coral red. If you're not familiar, the Chromecast is one of the best-selling media streaming devices on the market today. And this is the first refresh of the Chromecast that they've done. Now, I literally just got this from FedEx about 5 minutes ago, so I wanted to get this video up as soon as possible. But let's take a quick tour around the box before I open it up. As you can see, you get a representation of what the new Chromecast looks like. It looks a lot different from the older model, and I'll show you comparisons side by side once I get this out of the box. The box is all paper, I believe, and it's interesting little box here. You have your Chromecast branding up here. It shows some of the apps that you can use on there. Of course, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Pandora, HBO Go, Watch ESPN, and then the Google Play Store. On the side of the box here, it shows you some other apps that are compatible with the Chromecast. You have Showtime Anytime, CBS.com app. You have, I believe that's iHeartRadio, Google Music. Then you have some gaming options, Just Dance Now, and Twitch. And then you have some sports apps, MLB TV, and then Red Bull TV. And then, of course, this is compatible with both Android and iOS devices, so you can find the Chromecast app in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. On the back here, it just shows you a representation of one of the things you can stream on here, and I think that's from, Google Play Movies, Despicable Me 2. Basically, if you're not familiar, the whole premise behind a Chromecast is that you hook this device to your television set and you can stream a whole host of media on your television set, but the kicker is that you actually use your mobile device as a remote. Now, you also can use a laptop as your remote, but that's a little more cumbersome. I tend to personally use it a lot with my laptop, but I think most people do use it with a mobile device, whether it's their phone or tablet. So basically, the front end is your mobile device or your tablet or your laptop, and that's what you use to control the device. The Chromecast itself doesn't have any interface on your television set. The interface that the Chromecast uses is on your device. Again, whether that's mobile device or a laptop, or even a desktop. It would work with a desktop as well. The interesting thing is that Google kind of revised its Chromecast app where you actually get a better, more user-friendly front end to this device. So you can actually just log into your Chromecast app and it will give you a whole host of things that you can choose from to stream to your television set or whatever you have the Chromecast attached to. So just to show you, this is the Chromecast app running on one of my tablets here. And I have a Chromecast in the house, a previous model Chromecast in the house, and it's not powered up. It's in a situation where I actually power down the whole thing when I'm not using it. So it's not detecting it here, but the Chromecast app will detect any Chromecasts you have in the house and then communicate with that device. And then you will use this app here to actually control what you're going to watch on your television set. So not only is this sort of like a modern day remote, but it's also your front end. So again, with this app, you can jump into different apps. Right now, I think it's on devices, but if we go to apps, it'll show you all the apps that you can use to cast to your television set, and you can just jump to that and then pick something from there. So this is something that's a little newer for the Chromecast ecosystem, which I think is definitely a necessity, even though the Chromecast sold very well, but I think it's a definite upgrade to the Chromecast experience because it makes it more user-friendly. You just, instead of having this on your television set and then picking what you want to see there, you have it right here in the palm of your hand and you can pick what you want to do. And if you hear that noise, that's my cat using the litter box, so I do apologize for that. So the last side of the box here just shows you some of the features of the device here. It says HD video streaming. It does up to 1080p, supports surround sound, and it has 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi with an adaptive antenna system. Of course, the whole premise behind the Chromecast is the screen mirroring, so you can screen mirror from Android devices and laptops, and of course it does work with iOS devices and even Mac computers as well, and Windows computers. Now this is the same box you're going to see at retail because you do have that little plastic thing here to hang it up on. And you might think that the sleeve slides right off, but it doesn't. You actually have to pull this tab here. So let's pull that. Okay, and it broke on me, unfortunately. So I might need to break out the trusty cutter. Nope, actually I can get it with my fingernail here. So, there we go. Now let's see if this comes off. Yeah, it does. Okay, there we go. All right, interesting. You have, all right, there we go. It does not come off, but you do have instructions here, which is nice. Saves paper, and it's right in front of your face here. Basically, the setup on this is very simple. All you have to do is find a spare HDMI port on your television set to plug it into, and then you need to power it up separately. And you can hide it behind your television set. Now, the more difficult part, which is really not difficult at all, it's just more involved, that part is actually setting it up on your mobile device. And you would go to Chromecast.com/setup to do that on your phone or a tablet or whatever. And you download the app, as my cat is very interested in everything I'm doing here. But you download the app and set up your Chromecast that way. So let's get this thing open here. And there we go. You see the Chromecast right there. And it's actually a nice looking little device here. It's very small. And here is the HDMI part of it, and it actually magnetizes to the back of it. So I don't know where the actually I do know where the magnet is. I can see it right there. The magnet is in the HDMI area there. But you have a glossy plastic here. Again, I chose the coral color. It's not really red. It is more of a coral color. It always comes across more red on all the promotional items and whatnot. But it's very glossy. You have the Chrome logo in the center. And then this is the length of the HDMI cord on the device. Now, let me grab the previous version of the Chromecast, and you'll see the difference between them. First version, second version. So I guess with whatever upgrades they did to the innards of the Chromecast, it was better to actually put it on a cord instead of just plugging it in as a dongle as it existed before. So far, this Chromecast has served me well, and I've really had no complaints about it. But I did want to try out the new version, and since it's so inexpensive, you can't really resist it. So you just plug this into the back of your television set, and then you can kind of tuck this in the back. And I would imagine if you wanted to, if you didn't want to leave it hanging, you could, maybe put a little Velcro on there or double-sided tape onto the back of your television set if you wanted to make things neat back there. On the back here, you do see some, information here designed by Google, all your FCC information, HDMI branding there. On the bottom, you do have your micro USB port here, and then you have a power button here, and then you have an LED right there. Of course, the glossy plastic here, the matte, I think it's a dark gray plastic back here. This rubberized HDMI flat cord here, and then the HDMI end there. So a very simple little device, and you'll probably never see it. So I don't even know why I got the special color, but it wasn't anything more expensive. So let's see what else we have in here. Probably the cord, the power cord. Yep, that's pretty much everything in here. They make things very simple these days. And again, the box is all made out of paper. But you do have your cord here, and you have your Chrome branding on the wall plug there, which does separate. In case you do have a television set with a spare USB port on it, you can power it up through that, or if you do need to use the power cord, you have it there. And this actually looks like it's probably a 6-foot cord, I would imagine. I don't want to unravel it as of yet. Here is the micro USB portion there that plugs into the bottom here to power it up. Now, in my situation, I'm actually going to be using this in my attic on my projection television set. That's where I had this. And I did have this powered up separately. You never see it. I actually have it plugged into my receiver because that's the way I have it set up. Now, Chromecast, they have a Chromecast audio device, which is a little bit different, that's made to actually plug into your home theater speaker system. And it's made exclusively for audio. It looks very similar to this, except this part here is grooved to look like a record, like a tiny vinyl record, which is actually pretty cool. If I listened to internet radio more, I would have purchased it, but I really just don't find a use for it. I don't think I'd use it at all, so I didn't go with it. But I think I can use this pretty much the same way because it is going to be attached to my receiver, and everything pipes out of the receiver into my projector in the attic. And that's the way I use this, and that's the way I'm going to be using that. So that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to do a follow-up video just to show you how to set up a Chromecast on your television set and show you the Chromecast app in action. So I'll try and post that as soon as possible, but I wanted to get this video up because I just got this thing in the mail, like I said. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And as always, if you want to help out my channel, give me a thumbs up, favorite this video, you can share this video, you can leave me a tip on my YouTube page, or you can actually join my Patreon, all of which would be greatly appreciated. So I apologize for my cats using the bathroom during this entire episode, but when nature calls, you gotta go. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.